First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to be the special guest of honor at the 53rd General Assembly of the World Trade Centers Association and for allowing me to give the keynote address. I'm incredibly honored because this is the first time the General Assembly is being held in sub-Saharan Africa, and we do not take this honor lightly. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to our beautiful country, which has been a pace setter in Africa for many decades. Ghana was the first country in sub-Saharan Africa to attain independence, and thus gave hope and inspiration to other African countries to achieve independent statehood. Ghana has continued to lead Africa to a bright and prosperous future of democracy, freedom of speech, rule of law, peace, and security. Consistent with our leadership role in Africa, Ghana hosts the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area, which, as you have heard, is a monumental step towards finally realizing the African dream of prosperity for our people. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if you are keen to learn about the opportunities presented by the AFCFTA, you have come to the right place, because the AFCFTA is in this country. Its secretariat is here, and if it were a country, Ghana would be its capital. So welcome to Ghana, the gateway to the integrated African market. Let me take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to commend His Royal Majesty, Togbe Afede XIV, for taking Accra to the World Trade Centers Association 15 years ago. And the General Assembly of the WTCA to Accra this year. Over the years, Your Majesty, your dedication to the attainment of the ideals of our nation led you to establish our first independent power plant and several other thriving businesses. The General Assembly 2023 in Accra is yet another feat that demonstrates your commitment to our country and to the continent. I congratulate you and your team for bringing this global gathering of ideas and opportunities to Ghana. We would work with you in concert with other key state actors to ensure that the impact of the General Assembly on our country and the continent is maximized for the benefit of our people. I would also like to acknowledge the initiative launched by the World Trade Centers Association themed Pivot to Africa. This initiative clearly demonstrates the organization's commitment to enhancing investment and trade in Africa. It comes at a time when the continent is experiencing significant economic growth and transformation, presenting immense opportunities for investment and trade. The World Trade Center Association's Pivot to Africa initiative recognizes the enormous potential of the African market and the need to leverage it for mutual benefit. I am pleased to learn that this initiative seeks to focus the organization's resources on Africa, promote investment and trade, and foster partnerships between African businesses and those from other parts of the world. Ghana recognizes the importance of trade and investment in promoting growth and development, and we are committed to working with our African partners to create a vibrant, integrated continent. However, we also recognize that Africa can only achieve its full potential with the support and cooperation of the international community. Ghana is fully committed to supporting this initiative and working with the World Trade Centers Association to enhance African investment and trade. Enhancing Africa's global presence requires a concerted effort by all stakeholders, including governments, businesses, and civil society. We must work together to promote Africa's unique potential, attract foreign investment, and create sustainable partnerships that benefit Africa and our international partners. The theme towards African economic integration and enhanced global presence captures the desires and aspirations of our continent succinctly and reflects the future we see for ourselves as Africans. A future of an Africa that is integrated economically, occupying its rightful place around the table of continents and contributing significantly to the global economy is the future we invite global partnerships to. This vision of a new Africa rhymes with the ideals of the founders of our continent and is congruent with the aspirations of the government of the Republic of Ghana. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is well established that the government of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has unreservedly promoted the agenda of an economically independent Africa, with African countries leveraging our resources and global partnerships to advance the best interest of our people. Our government's commitment to this agenda is unwavering, regardless of our current challenges. As we navigate the new global reality, we must remain committed to free and fair trade and work together to create a level playing field for all. We also continue to invest in innovation and technology to enhance our competitiveness and drive growth. Our government over the last 6 years has set out to build a strong foundation for accelerated growth in the context of the fourth industrial revolution. A fundamental tenet of our development program in Ghana has been our digitalization agenda, which has seen the deployment of high levels of digital technology and innovation to streamline essential public processes and services and remove bottlenecks that have suppressed progress across almost all sectors of our economy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, whether you intend to participate in the Ghanaian economy as an investor or a trader, I am sure it is important for you to be able to ascertain the identity of individuals you engage in business transactions with or desire to hire. A requirement as simple as this was not possible for several years since our independence, thus stifling progress, for instance, in the financial services sector and many other industries. Our government undertook a massive rollout of the National Identification System to create a single biometric integrated multi-purpose modern national ID system. The national ID card, or the Ghana card as we refer to it, is currently the primary source of identification in the country for conducting almost all transactions and activities from the financial sector to public services. Each citizen or resident has a unique Ghana card number that also serves, for example, as your tax identification number and enables a digital footprint of citizens' interactions across all spheres of life. We've made a great success of the Ghana card in providing unique identity to individuals. We're now thinking beyond this because the case for unique identification for individuals is even more important for unique identification for businesses. Because just as we need the confidence to know who we are dealing with, businesses also need that confidence and trust to know who am I dealing with. And so we've started discussions with the Global Legal Entity Identity Foundation, GLAIF, to provide unique global legal identity to all businesses in Ghana. The Legal Entity Identifier is a unique reference code used across markets and jurisdictions to uniquely identify a legally distinct entity that engages in financial transactions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an initiative driven by the G20 and the Financial Stability Board. But providing legal identity to our businesses, especially our SMEs, will make it very easy for our companies to participate fully in global economic and financial transactions. And when I looked at the database, I saw that there's simply no country in Africa right now that is part of the legal entity identification scheme. And so if we sit down, we will again be late. And it is for that reason that Ghana has started discussions for us to provide legal, unique identity to all our businesses so that when you interact internationally, everybody knows who you are. And I believe that the AFCFTA should come on board this and let us get legal identity for all businesses across the African continent. And that will make it much easier for transactions within Africa amongst businesses and beyond, because there is a single global legal identity for all businesses. And that's what we should be working towards. So my brother Wamkele, we will talk some more about this, but I think that this is where we should get forward. Because these are some of the micro foundations, because the lack of legal identity affects the poorer countries more than the much richer countries. And so we should take advantage of this opportunity to get it and get it for free, basically, for our businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, beyond provision of unique identity to our population, we also address the issue of financial inclusion. Mobile phone usage is very high across the sub-region and keeps growing faster than anywhere else in the world. In Ghana, there are 40 million active mobile accounts, which is even higher than the country's population. And we saw the opportunity in mobile phone usage growth and popularity and capitalized on this to introduce the mobile money interoperability system, because we realized that not many people had bank accounts, but a lot of people had mobile phones. So we wanted to make the bank account interoperable with the mobile wallet. And this is what we have done in Ghana by building the mobile money interoperability system between bank accounts and mobile wallets. By doing this, it has enabled anyone with a mobile money account to be included in the financial sector. Between 2016 and 2020, the percentage of adults with access to financial services through a traditional bank account increased from 30%, and today, with mobile money interoperability, we are at 90%. And by doing this, because what we essentially have done is bring fintechs, banks, and telcos onto one platform. So you have complete interoperability across the space, and this has allowed Ghana to become the #1 country in Africa in terms of access to financial inclusion. Because anybody can open a bank account now very easily because of this integration. All you need is your national ID card number and a mobile phone. You dial a USSD code, put in the national ID card number, because there, all the KYC a bank needs on you is already there. So immediately you put that number in at the USSD code, your bank account is opened instantaneously. And that is very, very easy for anybody to do. So it's now so easy for us to do so. We've also introduced a universal QR code payments platform, which allows customers to pay directly from a bank account or a mobile wallet to a merchant from a mobile phone. And the merchants, because of the QR code, no longer need point-of-sale devices, which can be quite expensive for them. We've also introduced